Today we're going to take a look at the Wuben X4 flashlight. I'm going to show you what comes in the box, the specs, how to use it, and what I like about it, and if anything could be improved. Let's go take a look. Well, obviously you get the flashlight itself shown there on the left, and they also include a lanyard. Does anybody actually use those? Let me know in the comments below. I sure don't. You get a manual and a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Now that red thing that you see there in the center at the bottom, that's a diffuser, and that is not included in the package, but Wuben did send me one. Let's talk specs real quick. So the minimum lumens for this flashlight is 5, and that's in the moon mode, and the maximum is 1500 lumens. This is the Wuben X4 flashlight, and it is pretty cool. It's got this really neat design, you can see here. It's got a magnetic tail. It has this little spring-loaded power switch I'm going to show you in a second. It has a very strong clip right there. So it has a little clip here where it lets you have access to the battery. So it's locked, and you flip it up like that, and then you just press that button right there and you get access to the battery, the rechargeable battery. So let's lock that back. Now you might be wondering, how the heck do you charge this flashlight? Does it use some kind of weird magnetic charger? Because, you know, what do you do? Do you have to take the battery out and then get a separate charger? That's what I was wondering when I first got it. It's like, how do you charge this thing? I know it's rechargeable, but what am I supposed to do? Well, there is a USB-C charging port right there. It's hidden underneath the mode selector switch. You just have to slide it all the way forward, and then you can plug it in and charge it. And then it's covered and protected when the light is not being used. So that's kind of slick. If I move the switch up once, it goes to the side light mode, and that's this light right here. And if I press this button, it will come on, and that is in white. Let me turn off the light so I can show you better. So this is a side light, and it's actually pretty bright, as you can see here. So that's another way to use this flashlight. But if you use this dial, you can make it brighter or less bright. You can see that. And if you hold down the button, it changes to different colors. Now, I don't know if you can see the color because it's blowing out the picture, but this is kind of like a yellow-green. And if you roll the dial again, it changes to red, then to kind of a magenta, a blue, and it goes into green, and then back through. It cycles through the colors. Hopefully you can see those colors. If you switch it up one more, you're in flashlight mode, like that. You press the button, and the flashlight comes on, and you use this dial here to change the intensity like that. So that's pretty cool. You can also put it in the moonbeam mode, and that's a very light lumens. Let's go back to the flashlight. You can also use this switch that I told you about, the tail switch, to turn it on and off. It's like a momentary switch, just like that. Now I want to quickly show you the diffuser cap. Now remember that it doesn't come with the light, but you just put it on the end, and then when you turn on the light, it diffuses it and it makes it turn red. They also have an orange version. I guess you could use it to help with night vision. Okay, let's go outside and see what this light can do. This is what I see with my naked eye, and now this is what we see with the light at the highest lumens. Let me turn it down as far as it'll go. And that is the moonlight mode, and it doesn't really work that great outside. As you can see, I can see the trees, but you know, you really want it to be a lot brighter. And that's what it looks like. That's how it works. Let me turn it off. And that's the naked eye. And there it is at the highest level of light. Okay, I am in my house, and what you're seeing here is exactly what I see with my naked eye. So now I've got the flashlight, and I have the diffuser cap on. So this first example is just using with the diffuser, and the light is set to turbo, which is the highest lumens. So this is what you see, including my cat Ozzy. So that's the highest lumens using the diffuser. I just wanted to show you what that looked like. So now I'm going to turn it off and take off the diffuser. And now this is what it looks like without the diffuser, and it is in the highest lumens. Now if I, can you stop that, Ozzy, please? So now I am going to turn it to a lower lumens. I'm just going to keep turning this dial so you can see it get lower and lower and lower. So now it's the lowest. I believe that's probably the same as the moonlight mode, but I'm going to go back up. That's how it works. And when it flashes like that, that's the highest level, the turbo mode. And when I go back down, when it flashes again, that is the lowest mode. You saw it do that. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in turbo. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to put it in the moonlight mode and turn it back on. And you can see that's what it looks like now. I'm kind of like moving the light around. And now let's go back to the high lumen. There we go. That's the highest lumens. And you can see all my books, which are a mess, and some gym equipment. My favorite feature of the Wuben X4 flashlight is the user interface. It's just easy. You don't have to memorize a bunch of complex button presses and button holds in order to switch between modes. You just have a selector switch and one button, and then the dial, which can change the intensity. Now, if it was up to me, I just remove the dial and have the selector switch go from either moon mode or the highest mode, the highest lumens. Because for me personally, that's all I want. I don't even use the moon mode. I just want the most light I can get. And when it comes to that, the Wuben X4 puts out a lot of light, and I like it for that reason. The other features, the side lights and the dial, they don't do that much for me, but they don't hurt anything either. I like Wuben lights, and they're really hard to beat when it comes to their features and price.